Hello everyone, welcome back. Savage is here, coming back with part 6 of What If Deku Was a Villain. Now, before we get right into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's just get right into it. Oh, and also, my Discord down in the description if you wanna talk to me over there. I do talk a lot, so if anybody is interested, you're gonna go there. Regardless, let's just get right into the video, shall we? And now, after the sports festival is over, and Midoriya finally returning to his home one day after, he's just still very angry on how he lost. It wasn't even his fault that he lost. It's just the quirk stopped working before Baku throws his explosion at him, and he just lost because of that. It's just so frustrating to him. And even now, he's still unable to use One for All. Even in the night when he leaves his room to go down into the forest, just punching the trees till his knuckles start bleeding. Still nothing. Not a single shot. He can't flick his fingers to shoot an air-pressured bullet. He can't throw a full-powered punch. Nothing. The only thing that he got is just terrible nightmares of those weird 8 black, silhouettes that's still screaming at him, which is quite leaving him with a bit of sleeping problems. Regardless of which, Midoriya goes into school the next day and enters the class, which he's still silent. Araka goes to talk to him, saying, Good morning, Midoriya," as Izuku said, "Oh, hey, Ochako." As she said, are you okay?" As Izuku said, "No, I'm fine, no need to worry." As Ida said, "If you are sad that you didn't win the sport festival, don't worry. You have accomplished great things. You got the 2nd place, that's more than good." As Izuku said, "Thanks, Ida. It's not about that, it's okay. It's just that it's something else." As Ida said, "Well, what's that something else?" As Izuku said, "I don't want to talk about it. It's a bit personal." As Araka said, "Alright, we're not gonna interrupt your personal life." As Ida said, "Indeed. But if you ever want to talk to somebody, remember we are here, and we are your friends, right?" As Izuku said, "Sure, I'll remember that." As immediately, Aizawa enters the class saying, "Alright, everyone. Today we're gonna do something different. Now, first of all, congratulations for those that won the sports festival, and second of all, for those that didn't, win. You done well. But now, don't worry about it. The more important things for the sport festival," as he started explaining about the sport festival and how it was meant for the heroes around the world to see the students in action in order to get them, some heroes interested in them, and then they can go on internships, yes, to go on internships. As immediately he said, "Now this is, the amount of internships or offers that you got. Every year it's, a bit spread out, but this year it seems that it's focused on the 3 of you." As he pointed on Midoriya, Baku, and Todoroki. Regardless of which, everybody's seeing the internships. Some of them didn't get a lot, some of them got, hundreds, and some other, like Midoriya, got just 100 internship or offers, while Baku and Todoroki got in thousands. Regardless of which, Aizawa said, "Now, you'll need to decide your internship after 2 days, but first of all, when you're gonna go on an internship, that means that you're gonna work as sidekicks for the heroes. So, you're gonna need a hero name," and as suddenly someone coming through the door saying, "And that's why I am here," as they all see Midnight slamming the door open and entering the class, as she said, "Today we're gonna choose your hero names. Now," as she started explaining about how the hero name need to be flashy and, have a meaning and all of that. So everybody started making their hero names. Bug comes up with Lord Explosion Murder, which gets rejected immediately, while the rest just getting their names. Immediately, while Izuku just staring to the board, he's not even with them. What Midnight was talking about wasn't even crossing his mind. The only thing that was crossing his mind is how to make this quirk his own. Still, what is he doing wrong? What is wrong with him? But immediately, Araka waked him up from his own little world, saying, "Hey, Midoriya, what's your hero name will be?" As Izuku said, "Oh, I didn't decide yet." As immediately, after everybody got their hero names, Izuku, Izuku turn comes. So when he stand in front of everyone, he just didn't have any name. As Midnight said, "Not a single name? Not a thought? Are you sure you didn't prepare yourself a name when you were a child, something like that?" As Izuku said, "No, I'm still thinking about it." As Midnight said, "Alright, but if you make sure to get it, you can't just walk around without a name. But for the meantime, we're just gonna call you Midoriya." As Izuku said, "I guess that works." As Midoriya goes sitting back down. While still not really into this whole hero naming thing. After which, Aizawa told everybody to, prepare their internships and all, so Midoriya left the class. Because it's right now the lunchtime. So when Midoriya got to the cafeteria, someone's stopping him. Be it none other than the symbol of peace, All Might, saying, "Young Midoriya," as he holding a little, lunch bag, saying, "Come eat lunch with me." As Araka said, "You're gonna," as Izuku said, "Excuse me, Araka, Ida," as Izuku just walking away from them, and entering the office of All Might, as All Might's finally buffed down, saying, "So, did you choose your hero name?" As Izuku said, "Not really. I'm gonna go with Midoriya for now." As All Might said, "Well, you need to choose a hero name. The most important thing about a hero is his name. If you can't choose a name, then you don't have any, character. You don't have a personality of your own, a goal that you want to achieve." As Izuku asking All Might, saying, "That's not the important thing right now." As All Might looking at Midoriya, saying, "It's still not working with you?" As Izuku just nodded, and All Might said, "Damn it, what is wrong? I thought it would be just a matter of hours, but it's been 2 days now, and you're still unable to use One for All?" As Midoriya said, "The only thing that I'm capable of doing is just, I don't know if this is something like an ability or not, but recently I wasn't able to get a good sleep. It's like those vestiges are just keeping screaming at me." As All Might said, "What's wrong with them? I never, thought of this to ever happen, but, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do it." As Izuku said, "Do what?" As All Might starts shaking a bit, saying, "Midoriya, did you choose an internship yet?" As Midoriya said, "No." As All Might said, "Alright then. I have an idea for you. My old master, Gran Torino, he might be interested in taking you under his cape. If you want, he's the one that helped me to become what I am today, but it's not like he trained me to it. He kind of just kicked it out of me. If anybody that knows anything about One for All, it will," as Izuku said, "I'll take it." As All Might said, "Please think twice at this. You can't just," as Midoriya said, "I don't care. If you're gonna help me to, figure out how to control this quirk, then I'm gonna go with him." As All Might said, "You're really excited, aren't you?" As he said, "Well then, here is his, address." As Izuku said, "Thanks, All Might." As before Midoriya leaving the, office, he said, I promise, I'll learn this quirk, and when I do, I'll become the hero that you want me to be." As he just closed the door, leaving, and All Might said, "He didn't even stay to eat lunch." As when Midoriya on the other side, he said, "Ugh, disgusting. Did I really have to say that? Come on, Midoriya, you need to keep your cover. You can't let him be suspicious of you." But Gran Torino, huh? Let's see what this guy can do. If he can help me to control this quirk, then I don't care. I'll do whatever it takes." Regardless, after which, the next day, Midoriya got into the train station to get into his internship. And, he didn't really talk to Ida about how Ida is, acting a bit weird. Regardless, Izuku right now walking down the street before he finally found the place, saying, "Is this the place? This looks like an abandoned house." Regardless, Midoriya enters the place, and when he enters, he finds an old man, and a pile and the pool of blood. As Izuku said, "What the?" Wait a minute. As Izuku crouches down a bit before touching the blood and feeling it a bit before tasting it. Wait, this is not blood, this is ketchup. As the guy immediately stands up saying, "Well, good job." As the guy just stand up saying, "I thought they were gonna fall for it." As Midoriya said, "Who are you?" As he said, "What? I can't hear you." As Izuku said, "Who are you?" As the guy said, "Who are you?" As Midoriya said, "Are you serious with me?" As Izuku, looking saying, "Are you Gran Torino?" As the guy said, "Yes, I am Gran Torino." As Izuku said in his mind, suddenly now he can hear me. What the hell is wrong with this guy? Is this seriously All Might's teacher? As immediately Gran Torino said, "Come closer, kid. Let's talk." As Izuku coming closer, before suddenly Gran Torino just jumps up into the ceiling, causing Midoriya to fall on his back before bouncing into the wall and slamming above the door frame of the door that Midoriya just entered the place from. As he looking into Midoriya saying, "Welcome to hell, kid. I'll make you regret the decision of ever choosing me for your internship." As immediately Midoriya stand up saying, "Come on, throw at me what you got." As Gran Torino smirks saying, "It's nice to see you energetic. But first," as he jumped back into the ground saying, "Let's talk." As he walks back past Midoriya and Izuku said, "What? I thought that," as Gran Torino said, I heard the situation from All Might, but I want to hear it from you. Tell me, what's wrong with One for All?" As Izuku was sitting at the table with Gran Torino, as he started explaining the situation on a little cup of tea. As Gran Torino said, "So you can't use the quirk? When did that happen?" As Midoriya said, "In the last fight in the sport festival. I was about to throw a punch, but it suddenly just stopped." As Gran Torino looking into Midoriya's hand, he noticing them being bandaged up. As he, immediately grabbing his hand, and Midoriya said, "Hey, what are you?" As he, pulling the bandages off, saying, "You've been punching trees, weren't you?" As Midoriya, as Gran Torino just throwing his hand into the side saying, "Listen here. Training is one thing, but hurting yourself is a completely another thing. Doing this will just gonna result in you losing your arms, kid." As he just kicks him in his stomach, making Midoriya fall into the ground. As Izuku said, "Damn it." As Gran Torino said, "Don't do something stupid like that. Gosh, you're just like Toshinori. Except the fact that he was able to use One for All on 100% from the get-go. For him, it was all just combat training. But it seems that I'm gonna have to change my tactic with you." As Izuku stand up saying, "Alright, what are we gonna do?" As Gran Torino said, "It's simple. I'm gonna beat your ass until you finally start using the quirk." As immediately he started jumping left and right on the walls of the place, and Izuku said, "Wait, what are you?" As he kicks him in his stomach before kicking him in his back, as he bounces off of the wall to kick Midoriya in his face again, and then lands on his stomach while Midoriya is on the ground. As Izuku is God, what the? As Gran Torino said, "So slow." As Midoriya said in his mind, "What the hell did he do? I couldn't even see him coming." As Gran Torino said, "This is how the situation will be. And until you finally use One for All, I'm gonna keep doing this, understood? But just to make things safe, I don't want you destroying my house. Come on, let's go." As Izuku follows Gran Torino into the forest, where they kept training like that for the next 3 days, just over and over again. Midoriya is being beaten up, absolutely destroyed by Gran Torino. Go back into the house. Izuku just prepare dinner for Gran Torino, and then just trying to think of a way to activate One for All, and it's just still the same. It's almost the whole week is over and Midoriya is still unable to use his quirk. As right now, one day before the last day of the internships, which is a week, Izuku is right now breathing heavily. As right now, Gran Torino just getting tired of this thing. Alright, kid. I'm getting tired of this. Why can't you use One for All? As Midoriya said, I told you, I don't know. As Gran Torino looking into him saying, alright, fine then. As he starts walking away, and Midoriya said, what's fine then? As Gran Torino said, if you're not gonna be able to use the quirk, then I might as well tell Toshi to take it back from you. As Midoriya said, what? You can't do that. As he said, I'm his teacher. And One for All is too important to be wasted on someone like you that is unable to use it. As immediately Izuku said, this is not fair. I'm trying my hardest. As Gran Torino said, things aren't fair. Didn't they teach you that in your school? As immediately Gran Torino said, I'd rather spend my time to train someone from the zero that's able to use the quirk instead of training somebody that is unable to use it altogether. As Izuku said, you can't do this to me. I worked so hard for it. As Gran Torino said, and it seems that your hard work has all been thrown into the garbage. You can't use the quirk. Face it. Someone like you could never be a hero. As Izuku getting angry saying, what did you say to me? What did you say? As Gran Torino said, I said you can't be a hero. As immediately Izuku just, in a moment of anger, desperation, sadness and despair, all of these compressed emotions of hatred just made him go running into Gran Torino and to throw a punch, but Gran Torino jumping off of a tree and kicking Midoriya into the ground as he said, what? Start throwing an anger start throwing your little anger tantrum. As Izuku stand up and going to throw a punch into Gran Torino, but Gran Torino bounces off another tree, kicking him in his stomach, saying, you seem that you're just as slower as ever. As immediately Izuku just continued to do that while Gran Torino beating his ass left and right, saying, you're unworthy, untrained. You let your emotions get the better of you. And more important of that, you can't even use the quirk, as he kicks him again, saying, someone as pathetic as you, useless and unhelpful, could never save anybody, let alone saving himself. As immediately he just continued kicking Midoriya while Izuku said, shut up, as he said, you can't be a hero, so face it. This is what you are, this is your limit. As Midoriya said, shut up, as he keeps kicking him while he's saying, Toshinori was never right about you. You're not worthy of One for All. As immediately Izuku just getting angrier, and the minute before he just screams, shut up! As immediately something shoots out of Midoriya's body. He tried to throw an air bullet, but before he realized it, a giant black tentacles out of his whole body just spreading all around the forest, destroying the trees, flipping the terrain, and Gran Torino was surprised by that, as he almost got hit, and right now he just bounces away before going on the top of the tree to see Midoriya just having all these tentacles spreading out of his body out of control while he's just screaming saying, shut up! As he's just holding his head, but the tentacles are almost choking him. As Gran Torino is seeing this, he said, what the? As he started dodging the attacks of the tentacles that are completely out of control. Immediately he started bouncing left and right, even bouncing on some of the tentacles until he finally got into Midoriya and kicks him in the back of his head, which knocked him out, and all of the black tendrils finally dissipate. And before Midoriya slammed to the floor, Gran Torino catches him and putting him down, as he said, that wasn't One for All, that was another quirk. It was the... As he looked into Midoriya saying, maybe this kid isn't that bad after all. Well, would you know, as he looked into Midoriya said, it turns out all what I needed to do is just get him angry. Well, you bought yourself some time, kid. But if I don't see any real potential, I'm gonna actually tell All Might to take it back from you. as he just started dragging Midoriya back into the house. And when Izuku finally wakes up, he finds himself in there. Well, on the couch, as Gran Torino said, "Hey, good morning." As Izuku said, What happened? As Gran Torino said, "Don't worry about it. If you're thinking, no, you didn't lose the quirk." As Izuku, looking into his hand saying, "How can I make sure?" As Gran Torino said, for God's sake. As he just showing him his phone that he got a recording of Midori shooting all these black tendrils out of his body. As Gran Torino said, "That's you, alright." As Midori said, "But that's not one for all." As Gran Torino said, "Yeah, that's the same thing I said." As immediately, Izuku said, "What is this?" As Gran Torino said, "It's one of the old, one for all users quirks. I took the time while you were in your little nap. I gone to talk with Toshinori. I brought this from him." As he gave him a notebook about the one for all users. As Izuku said, "Those are the one for all users? The past ones?" As he said, "Yep. From the first till the 7th. Of course, All Might is not there because he is still alive. But look at this. I see that the quirk that you have is the quirk of the user named Banjo. His quirk was Black Whip, which allows him to, spread these black tendrils out of his body. And it just seemed that you did what he does." As Izuku said, "What does this mean?" As Gran Torino said, "I don't know what does it mean. Do I look like I have all the answers for you? But what I do understand is that whatever you did, it was different than one for all." As Izuku said, "So, you're not gonna..." As he said, "Nope. I'm not gonna tell him to take it from you. For now." As Izuku said, "Yes." As Gran Torino said, "That is, if you can control this new trick now. Can you do one for all?" As Izuku tried to throw in one for all punch, but he couldn't. As Gran Torino said, "Well, how about you try throwing a Black Whip?" As Izuku tried it, and Gran Torino said, "Not here, you idiot! Let's go out." As immediately they go out again, and right now Midoriya is standing, thinking, and Gran Torino said, "Alright, do it." As Izuku said, "I don't know how to do it." As Gran Torino said, "What did you feel when you first used it?" As immediately Gran Torino said, "Oh, I'll tell you how you'd feel. You were angry because I was calling you a pathetic, useless scumbag." As immediately Midoriya said, "Do you really have to be so harsh?" As Gran Torino said, "Yes, I do. And it seems that my harsh ways have actually worked on you." As Gran Torino said, "Maybe you need to focus on your anger, since it's what's activated last time. But this time, try to act calm." As Izuku thinking, saying, "Anger, huh?" As he closes his eyes, holding his hand, saying, "Anger." So, Midoriya starts focusing on what angers him. All Might, Gran Torino, Bakugo, everything that he always hated in his life and made him furious. He focusing on that, but at the same time, calming himself down not to, shoot out everything all at once. So, when he focused, suddenly a black tendril coming out of Midoriya's hand before piercing a tree. As immediately Gran Torino said, "Well, would you look at that?" As suddenly the tendril just disappeared, and Izuku said, "I actually did it." As Gran Torino said, "Well, guess this is what we're gonna have to use for now. It's not one for all, but I guess it can do." As right now Izuku just being happy a bit, while Gran Torino saying in his mind, "The kid may be weird a bit. I can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something from me. But for the meantime, I guess this can do. But I still don't understand. Nana, why would you and the other vestiges ever scream at the kid? What did he do to you to anger you so much, not allowing him to use one for all?" Guess there is no hope thinking about this. For the meantime, I'll do what Toshi wanted, and train him. As immediately Gran Torino said, "So, are you ready?" As Midoriya said, "Ready." As immediately they continue training, and this one can leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say then. Savage was here.